Good morning. It's Thursday, July the 24th. It's a little after 11. So I think technically that still is the morning. I have been up since 8. I'm forcing myself to progressively start getting up earlier. So instead of getting up at 9, I got up at 8, did my workout, showered, and now, let me turn on the kitchen light and put you guys in the cabinet. Now I'm just preparing myself a snack because I'm going to be heading into my classroom to laminate a couple of things. Let's see. The lighting's not great, but this is what we got right now. To laminate a couple of things. And kind of like pre-plan a bulletin board that Natalia's going to help me hang up tomorrow, just because she has a laser level. And I want to, there's quite a few things I intend to hang up, and I just want them all to be straight. And she, you know, as you know by now, is very gracious and is very helpful in this regard. And so she is willing to help me do that tomorrow. So I just want to have everything laminated and kind of visualize before she gets there, so I'm not wasting her time with me trying to think through it when she's there. And I need to go to my mom's house to pick up an Amazon package that she grabbed for me. Now, one of you, I don't know who, because it didn't say. One of you, I really forgot that I even had that list, and I thought that everything on that list had been purchased. But one of you was kind enough to buy me, I think, the Sterilite drawers. And I'm assuming it's someone from YouTube, because I didn't buy it, my family didn't buy it. One of the Sterilite, or a set of Sterilite drawers for my classroom. So she picked it up for me at the P.O. box, so I'm gonna go grab it from her, and I'm gonna take it to my classroom. And the original reason why I wanted that is because I was gonna buy crayons and separate them, and or markers. And then I changed my mind, I put them in the caddies. So now I'm thinking those are gonna be great for that cabinet that I have where there's no shelving and it's just a lot of supplies. Or the cabinet behind my desk where, again, it's a lot of supplies, but they're in like paper trays. We're gonna see, but I know that I'm gonna put it to use. The other thing I wanna say kind of in that regard is someone, and again, I don't know who, according to Amazon, purchased I put a candle warmer on there, because what I can't have is me sitting in a classroom that is stank all day. I don't think it'll be as much of an issue at the 5th grade level, although I did teach 5th grade, and at that age, a lot of kids just hadn't quite gotten to the place where they understood. Students and parents, where they understood, like, now's the time where we should have deodorant on because we're exerting ourselves, we're getting older, we have PE. So there were times where it's pretty bad, but in middle school, it got really bad, which is surprising to me, because you would think the last thing that you would want to have happen to you as an 8th grader is for someone to stand next to you and be like, ooh, you smell bad. And I would always tell them, if I can smell you, you have to be smelling yourself. I have been in a situation where I have overexerted and under deodorized, and I can smell myself. And some of them just seem unfazed. I don't mean to put it out there, but typically the boys. All that to say, like, I don't like a classroom that just smells like body odor, or just what an older classroom can smell like. So I put a candle warmer on that list so that I could just warm candles. And it says that it's purchased, and I think it's said that for a while. I actually don't know, and I don't have it. Like, I've never gotten it. It's never been delivered. So if you're the person that purchased that and you've never seen me mention it or show it to you, that's why. And it just kind of dawned on me yesterday that I never saw that when my mom was telling me she was picking up these Sterilite containers. So I contacted Amazon and said, is there a way to track when this was ordered? So that is it coming? And then they were asking, well, who ordered it? And I said, I don't know. So what ended up happening is they sent me a refund as an Amazon gift card, and I ended up just buying some supplies for the classroom, because I no longer think I need the candle warmer. So if you bought the candle warmer, thank you. If you haven't seen it, that's why. And I hope you don't mind that I took the funds from the candle warmer and bought some materials for soft starts for my classroom. So I'm gonna go pick that up for my mom, and then I'm gonna go to my room and laminate some things and kind of get things set up for tomorrow. So I'm just cutting apples right now, or a apple, and I'm gonna pack that in some peanut butter because I'm not gonna eat breakfast because I just am not hungry. I just have not had that much of an appetite the past couple of days. Like, I'll eat breakfast and then lunch comes around and I just, I don't want it. I've force fed myself some chicken a couple of days just for the protein, but yesterday I had like a bowl of fruit and like a little shrimp bao sandwich from Trader Joe's. So I don't feel hungry right now, but I know I'm gonna need to eat something eventually. So I'm gonna pack this last apple that I have with some peanut butter and go about my way. I will probably get my little iced coffee from McDonald's. I'm really curious to see what happens when the school year comes, as if it's far off, because it's coming. I go back to work on Tuesday. I have a training. And then Wednesday's the first contract day, which means I'll have to remember how to dress myself because you guys have just been watching me wear a variation of t-shirts and look like this. But it'll be interesting to see that first Friday where I'm actually at work. I'm gonna go to Starbucks and I'm gonna get my favorite drink. And I don't even know how to quantify that on the app, but it will be interesting to see if that in any way, shape, or form prevents me from losing weight. I don't think that one drink will, but a part of me is like nervous because that drink is so good and I think it's just filled with so much guilt that I'm scared to have it. And McDonald's is just not a viable option. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I don't know, you guys. Like, a part of me thought, what if you just stop getting the Starbucks iced coffee and you just go back to McDonald's? And I was shook to my core that I even had that thought. Because I'm like, who am I if I'm not getting that drink? You know? Like, who is Latanya? We don't know. Speaking of Latanya, I do also feel like I need to like briefly reintroduce myself because I really have gained quite a few subscribers since the beginning of summer. I would say probably close to 1,000 subscribers since May. So I feel like I should say hello. I don't know if I do a good job of it every time I start a vlog, but hello, my name is Latanya. I am a teacher, which is, I'm sure how many of you follow me. I am a teacher in Southern California. I have been teaching now, I think this is my 22nd year of teaching, I think. I've taught 5th, I've taught 4th, I've taught 3rd, I've taught 8th. And I've taught 5th the longest, but I'm just coming back from 8th grade and going back down to 5th. So this summer has been very focused on me setting up that new classroom and getting ready for that. I am a single mother of 2 dogs. Wolfie Goldberg, who had tummy troubles this morning and is feeling a little guilty about it. And Luna Sky, who's the baby bully in the house. So I'm a single mother of 2 kids, just trying to make it in this world on a teacher's salary. I don't have any human children. I'm unmarried, but I'm in a relationship that I don't talk about really at all by choice because, you know, people mean well, but they get a little too comfortable and get a little too involved. So all I say about that is he's a fire captain. I might refer to him as my firefighter. And all I say is that no news is good news. I'm happy and I'm being treated well. I'm the oldest of 3. I have a younger sister who lives in Arizona now, who is a nurse practitioner. And my brother is the youngest. He is the youngest yet is the most grown because he is in fact married and has a daughter named Emery, and that is my one and only niece. I oftentimes refer to her as my baby bestie, and she just turned 3. My parents just celebrated their 53rd wedding anniversary. They pop up once in a while on these videos, as well as my siblings. And that's really it. So most of what I share is focused on me teaching, but then it's also, I think over the years, kind of veered off of that, and sometimes it's just me around the house doing life stuff, and I kind of feel like I like that. But I like offering that because it just shows that my whole life isn't teaching, nor should it be. So I'm going to put these apple slices in a bag. I'm going to put the things in the car that I need to take with me pick up these Sterilite cases for my mom, get my iced coffee from McDonald's, and then I'm gonna get in the classroom and get to laminating. So I will definitely see you when I am there. Hello, good morning. I hope your day is going well, whatever day it is for you. And I'll talk to you in a bit. All right, and a change of events, Natalia is actually here today because I'm old. And I forgot that we said Thursday and not Friday. So she is hanging up a number line right now. She's doing some math. So she can get it straight. Because this is what she specializes in. And we're holding off on calling her a genius because she's gonna make sure her thought process works with getting this centered. But at this point, we already know that whatever she figures out, it's gonna be straight. And it's gonna be centered. So we don't really have to worry. While she's doing that, I laminated all these posters. There's one more pack of posters I need to laminate that I just realized. I might go do that right now. And then the goal is to get these posters in this area, either on just that one wall, possibly on this wall, which would mean I would need to move some of the math and real life posters. And that's where we're at in the classroom yet again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, 3 of these,
and 4
8,
of these. 9,
10, 11, 12. Oh. So that's why I was like, it is possible that these will all take up that wall.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And if that's the case, then these will come down.
Yes.
And then if there's space, I don't mind some of that wall being language arts and some of it being math if that's necessary, because I do really like all of these posters. I do like the fact that
I don't think you're going to have space in language arts.
You don't think so?
12 posters. I mean, and what I would do, just because it's just me, is I would like kind of grid them.
I could put ones up that you always need to see.
Yeah.
And then have, like, is there some way to make it so that it looks like it's one, but it's like a ring of many? You know what I mean?
Yes, I have my schedule set up that way, so I just have to flip them.
Yeah, so maybe I'll put up the ones that I'm like, I would always want these to be on display because these occur pretty frequently, but things like compare and contrast, that's not necessarily something I feel like they need to see all the time. Cause and effect would be one I'd probably put on a ring.
See, I don't know language arts a whole lot, so I don't know exactly what they need to see all the time versus what's unit slash, I don't even know what.
So I'll sort though. I can do that. I'll take the ones that I know we talk about it, but it's not going to come up every single time, and those can maybe be on a ring.
If you're going to put things on a ring, yeah, then I would do the either split the wall this way, or I would split it.
I was going to say, well, now that this wall is going to be what we were saying, now the wall I think needs to be split vertically, so it just feels like this is just going like from there to there.
I agree. And all of this, I would do math.
Yeah.
You have a lot more math. And I mean, some of these posters are repeat. Like you've got order of operations on that poster, but you also have a full poster set
I definitely know I want this up.
Yeah. And then you have these posters.
Like I probably won't put the numbers.
Not the numbers.
Yeah.
If they don't know their numbers by now, you've got the fish to fry. But you have this one that has the math symbols, and then you've got 3 separate ones that have, or 2 separate ones that have basic math symbols here. So
I think what I want to do, let's start with taking down these, mapping out this wall, because depending on how that wall plays out, like it'll determine whether I put the pencil version of that versus that. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And then we'll fit in what we can with language arts. If I do it on a ring, is there going to be a way for me to hang it so that it's on 2 rings?
Yes.
No? Okay. Okay. Do I have rings? Probably.
I have little ones, but they're in my classrooms. But I do have some that I can give you. I have a bunch of. I bought a bunch.
There's got to be some. In here.
But yes, there is definitely. There's always a way.
Okay.
There's always a way.
Just Natalia and I overthinking wall placement.
As usual.
So it looks like this wall is going to come down, meaning those posters are going to come down. I will find somewhere to put them. I could even put those on a ring and just have them clipped on the whiteboard. Just for like when kids like, well, why do I need to? Here's why. What if you want to be a tattoo artist? So those are going to come down for now. We're going to start working on this wall, and that's just going to be a math reference wall. These are all the posters that I got. These are like in packs from Amazon that I found that were, you know, more cohesive with the color scheme. So we're going to hang these up. Natalia is in fact a genius and hung up the number line, so that's nice and straight. And we have this cute little birthday section down here, which looks adorable. And while she's here, while I'm remembering it, a couple of you have asked about the labels on the drawers, and I pretty much said are those magnetic labels?
They're magnet labels, yes.
So I had to buy magnet labels from Amazon. I can put the link on the Google Doc that I have, and then she cricketed, right?
Yeah, so on vinyl I cricketed the letters, obviously measuring out. The labels are 4 by 6. And then the labels that she has on the drawers, the magnetic label itself was too high. So they're 4 inches high, so I had to cut them down by 1 inch because those are 3 by 6s. And then with the Cricut, I just measured out the wording so that it made sure that it would fit in a 4 by 6 and a 3 by 6. And then I just used transfer tape and I just transferred them onto the magnetic labels. And because the cupboards are not magnetic, I used the Better Than Paper double-sided tape, which is quite strong. And I just did 2 strips per label, and they seem to be holding on pretty strong. So.
And again, and that's why we love Natalia like that. Just her explaining that made me sweat in my armpit a little bit. So it's a magnetic label. She used the Cricut, and then she put it on top of that, and then she laid them down. So I can link the labels themselves. I believe they came in several different colors. I just chose those obviously because they go with the classroom. So that's what she did there. A lot of you just, you know, because why wouldn't you assume? Natalia didn't make the colored magnets. She could have. I think I was just moving a little too fast in Etsy one night, and I was just buying things and forgot, oh, you have a whole friend that does that. But those are just from an Etsy shop that is linked in the Google Doc. But she did make the one that says Who Dis. And I've had a couple people ask me what that is. And at some point, we'll be hiring Natalia to make another one of those so that it actually matches. But that's just where I clip work where students don't have their name on it. So that's what that's for. So we're getting ready to get all this done. And I think that's it for the day, maybe. I have to also organize the things in the Sterilite thing. And there's plenty of daylight, so who knows. But the bulletin boards are the priority. That's what we're about to do. That's how she did the labels. I'll check back in a bit. It's cute till it's not.
Oh, perfect. So this is 7. Can you guide me though? Can you tell me if this center poster is like...
Centered. Natalia's working on the math board. I'm sitting here sorting through my millions of Post-it notes. That feels centered. And I'm gonna put them in the Sterilite container because this does fit in here. I thought about using these to separate the crayons because when I came in here, someone dropped off student supplies, which included a box of crayons for students. And I was thinking about, do I want to sort the crayons by color for them? And then I realized I don't, because there are quite a few times in an elementary classroom where they need to get crayons, and I don't necessarily want them to have to get up and go get crayons for that, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna sort like office supplies in this, store some of them here, see how much I get done in this cabinet, and then whatever's left, I'm gonna try and tackle that cabinet over there that has extra supplies but no shelves, while Natalia's hanging up the wall. And that's the update. Like, that's what I'm doing. So here's all my Post-it notes. I'm gonna put them in here. There's my foot. Sorry, I'm barefoot. And yeah, this is ridiculous. Oh, and there's bags of Post-it notes underneath there, so it's even worse. It's even worse than I thought. So let me get to sorting that out. What time is it? Okay, it's 4:30. Natalia has completed her task. In true Natalia fashion. So this is the reference wall now. So that's the math wall. We did take down all of the math and real life posters. I'll figure something out with those at some point. So this is all math posters that will just stay up. This is all language arts. And then we took the tapestry down from there and we put it here because this will be the social studies board, which actually makes it make more sense. And we successfully kind of camouflaged that little ugly part on the wall. So now that's what it's looking like. These two walls, I have no intentions of changing those throughout the year because they really are just there when I'm pulling small groups. And then I showed you the number line and the birthdays. I also changed, for those of you that have been watching very intently, I did change the 6 and the 9 on my calendar because I got an actual direct email. Oh, like someone emailed me and told me, and then someone left a comment. So that has been changed. And so I believe there's nothing else for Natalia to do. There's nothing else. I can't think of anything else, nor should she, because we start school August 4th. Our first contract day is next Wednesday. So we're good. Also update, the lamp is not working again. I thought maybe the outlet was bad, like the actual plug-in that you use by the remote, so I switched that out. That still didn't work. Once again, it was able to turn on with the remote, but it won't turn off. So someone suggested maybe there's a short in the lamp, and so I'm gonna try and exchange it with Amazon, and if it still doesn't work, then you know what, God just doesn't want me to turn that light on and off with the remote. And that's what that means. So we're done. She's gonna leave. I'm gonna stay over here because when I tell you Post-it notes are actually, I mean, if you saw Gremlins, you're kind of young.
No, I did.
The Post-it notes are like the Gremlins. Like, you know, when you would get Gizmo wet and Gremlins would just pop out of Gizmo's back. It's almost as if that's what's happening with the Post-it notes. Like, they're just regenerating somehow. So I found even more Post-it notes. So I'm gonna stay here and finish organizing this area. And then I am in fact going to leave because I have to cook dinner tonight for myself. So say goodbye to Natalia one more time.
Bye guys, it's been fun.
She's been a pure joy. Pure joy all summer. Her type A behavior, making me feel normal, talking through things. So yeah, I'm happy with the edits. And now the classroom's ready. Now it's ready. Okay, it's just before 7, and if I were to be honest, I'm actually here later than what I thought. But you know, organizing thousands of Post-it notes takes more time than one would imagine. Sorry, the camera was crooked. Let me push it down for a second because this just isn't cooperating with me. But I am getting ready to leave, and I wanted to show you the classroom edits that I made with the help of Natalia, of course. I'll show you this since I'm here. I did the training with Dr. Holly with culturally responsive teaching practices, and one of the first few things we talked about was like having culturally relevant, meaning like youth culture callbacks. So instead of saying like class, or there are other attention getters, really is what they are. Other attention getters that you can create that are more timely. So I came up with a few. And since, you know, K-Dot, aka Kendrick Lamar, aka Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, is a part of the classroom, I wanted to have one that was at least related to him. So this first one is Hey Now, Say Now. So I would say hey now, they would say now, and it has an asterisk by it because that's the one that I refer to per the training. That's a stop on the dime one, meaning like when I say it, like you need to immediately stop what you're doing and listening. Stop what you're doing and listen. And that one will never change. Then there's 4 others. There's another one. Let me show you this. I think I saw this on a TikTok. I would say somebody's at the door and they would say, but nobody's home. And then they would say, shh. So I would ring the classroom doorbell, say somebody's at the door. They would respond by saying nobody's home and then say shh and then quiet down. The third one is from a Cardi B song. I would say like how, excuse me, like how. They would say pipe down. So these are 2 that I just need to get their attention. But it doesn't need to be immediate like this one. This one should be an immediate. These, you got about 5 seconds to go ahead and simmer down, settle down before it's quiet. This is more of a chant to say when someone does something really well, maybe they answered a question correctly. This is a Beyonce lyric. I would say who they came to see, and we would say me, but point to that student, and they would be pointing to themselves. And then this is when I want them to move. Like, okay, I gave you the directions. I want you to move to where you're going. And this is inspired by the Boots on the Ground song. So I'm gonna say, oh, and they would say, got my boots on the ground, as they're moving. And who knows, since I have that giant Beyonce fan, I might be snapping a fan while they do it. So I made that on Canva. Got that printed at Office Max. At my previous school, we did have a poster printer. We do not have that here. So I went to Office Max and had it printed in this size. A little on the pricey side. But my rationale is like, I will make these and I might not reprint them next year. There is a smaller size, like that to be printed was $30. Okay. On the cheapest paper they had, not laminated. I laminated that myself. The size smaller, I think, was $15. So it's one of those things. So that's one of the edits. The other thing that I did is I took some of those Sterilite containers. Some of them, excuse me, are over in my desk area, and I'll show you that in a second. Then there were 2 left that I used to organize this cabinet a little bit better. So again, whoever bought them, thank you. They are being put to very good use. So in there is just some of the supplies, highlighters, glue sticks, erasers, and I don't remember what's in these other ones actually. More erasers and some Sharpies are in there. And then I used some of the trays that I had to just put additional pins. So again, this is a cabinet no student would go into. Only I would go in there. So that is what I use those for. Then I already showed you, but I'll show you again the small group area. So we have the camera work right now. One of the walls is strictly math, and these were all posters I got off of Amazon that are all very helpful at the 5th grade level at different points in the year. And this wall is language arts. I did add this multiplication chart there. I'm not sure if I'll keep it there, but it is kind of nice to have one. But now we have a multiplication chart on the language arts wall, and I have to sleep on that to see if my type A self will allow that. I'm kind of okay with it because I'm allowing myself to not be as particular, because it's just good to have one of these just there. But we'll see if she makes the cut. So then we move the tapestry here to this wall, which you guys already saw. And is it tapestry or tapestry? I've heard it said both ways. I said tapestry earlier, but then Natalia said tapestry, so now I feel like I should say tapestry. So we'll see. And then that was there. The thing that took the longest time was just really this cabinet. Now, when I showed this in the classroom tour, it was organized to a degree, like I knew what was what. But now with these Sterilite containers, look at your girl here. It's even better. This is filled with Post-it notes. That's all Post-it notes. These are pop-up Post-it notes. These are specialized Post-it notes, like they're lined or their shapes. And these are just standard Post-it notes. Stay tuned. So those are Post-it notes. This has lead pencils and lead. These are pens and pen inserts, excuse me. And these, oh, this might not work here. are paper clips, and I just have a stack of numbered index cards, which, okay, what you're telling me is you can't be in there. Okay, so I'll tell you what that is in a second. Paper clips, Sharpies, but what I was telling you is it's just always good to have a stack of numbered cards, and I use these for a variety of reasons. And just when I think, is it dumb that you have it, there's a day that comes where I need these for some reason. These, I made one year, we were playing, what is that called? Is it charades or something? And these are just categories the kids made. And I just keep these on hand because they're just nice to have when you just have a minute or two. And sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. But we need to find a home for them because they don't fit in that drawer. Then down here, let me get comfortable. And this one is tape, double-sided tape and tape refills. Staples for the staple gun and more push pins and paper clips. Magnets, little white magnets that have hooks, command strips. Look, we just found a home for these. So those are gonna go in there. More staples and paper clips for the staple gun, and that's empty. So this looks much better. And then this tray has things like more post-it notes. Those are extra pop-up post-it notes. Binder clips are down at the bottom. All my single hole punch stamps are in there. The stamp refill, packs of batteries, like just random things. More staples. So the other thing, the other aha moment that I've had is I really don't need any more office supplies. And in fact, I got a box from the school of like erasers, pencils, and glue sticks, and I'm really contemplating giving that back because I have so much of all of those things because I'm really good about managing my materials. So I have tons of office supplies is what we learned. Down here in this one is, oh, binder clips are in here. So maybe these are just all tools, like office tools. All the binder clips are down in here, rubber bands, some more Velcro dots. Back there are 2 rolls of painter's tape. These are the magnets that Natalia used for the label. So these are the extras. And then that's a stapler back there that we use to hang things on the bulletin boards. The bottom row didn't really change. This is still like things to make the classroom smell nice. Cardstock, more Velcro dots, labels, and then I cleaned out this toolbox so that it closes properly. And nothing really changed over here. This is still available storage, but you will see also there's more post-it notes in there. So I don't know what, at this point, I might give kids post-it notes to make nails if they want to, because I'm at a point where I don't want to see any more post-it notes. I'm overwhelmed by the sheer volume of post-it notes. So that is how I've spent my day. I also put away the posters I didn't use, and I just found a couple that are still out. So I'm gonna, are these up here? I kind of like this poster that says factors and multiples. Huh. There must be a reason. I don't know. I'm gonna put these away in my drawer, and I'm gonna go home because I have to cook. I still haven't figured out, is this word somewhere? Factors and multiples. Oh, it's on the pencils, that's why. Where to put the math and real life little things. I want some of them up somewhere, I know that for sure, so we're gonna think about that. But I do need to go home. So, oh, and I showed you the birthday setup down here. So I'm gonna take a picture, a group shot of every kid, and put it on the cake itself, like a small picture. That idea came from Taylor via Natalia. So good job, Tay-Tay, on that idea. And that's it. I know I said it before, but this is pretty much what the classroom is gonna be looking like come the, I would say the first day of school, but really, meet the teacher night, which is the Friday before the first day of school. So this is it. I don't have any reason to come back in this room until my actual contract day. Our first contract day is next Wednesday. I have a training on Tuesday. So I'm really gonna just not come back to the room because I feel like I've spent a fair amount of time in here. And you know, that's it. So I'm not ending the vlog. I'm just gonna go home. I gotta walk the dogs and then I'm gonna cook dinner and I'll probably end it there. So I will see you when I get home. I'm home now, it's about 8:15. We have walked the dogs, come back, and now we're getting ready to cook. Tonight I'm making some shrimp fried rice. It's a 30 to 40 minute meal. I have all the ingredients out, the knick-knack bag that has like the smaller items in it, the fresh produce, the shrimp, and then there's 2 eggs. The other thing that I found out with the Cal AI app is most of the time, every once in a while a picture won't work. You can take a picture of the picture of the Blue Apron recipe card and it will still read what it is that you're having and give you calculations on that. So I've been doing that. And I don't know why that brings me pleasure to know, but it does. So I'm gonna just put you guys down. I'll, you know, record while I cook, but I'm just gonna take some quiet time and decompress. I just feel like every time I go in my room, I know I said in the last one, like there is a certain kind of adrenaline rush that I get where it's like, what a weird thing to have an adrenaline rush about, like organizing and putting things up. So when I'm done, I always feel like I need to do something to like decompress or bring it down. So I'm gonna use this cook time as quiet time to actually do that. And then when I'm all done, I'll check in and probably close the vlog out then. cooking. It's 9:18. We'll do better tomorrow with eating dinner at a more reasonable hour. But again, it's because I was in the class for much longer than I thought. So I just finished cooking. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna share this with you because I shared it with Taylor. I like to just watch YouTube videos while I'm cooking because it's just keeps me entertained. I don't know. And I found this teacher on YouTube maybe a couple weeks ago. The channel name is Miss Brittany Phillips. She seems pretty well known, so I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with her. Let me see. I was going to see how many subscribers she has, but she has quite a few, so I don't think she's new. And this video itself has over 26,000 views, but it's a really good set of videos to watch if you're new to teaching and you want like the nuts and bolts of like running your classroom. So I just listened to one video, and I will say her style and my style is very similar in terms of how she runs the class, what she wants, how she wants students to move, her expectations for what students do within the class. So it's been great to hear. But I've also, although I've been teaching for 20 years and I feel very solid in my classroom management, there's just random things that are good reminders because I've been out of the elementary setting. I guess I can turn the camera around for myself. I've been out of the elementary setting for a while, so there's random things that are good reminders for me to have. And then there's been a couple things where I've picked up an idea or two. So I've just been listening to those to try and absorb things. And if I hear something that I like, I'll jot it in my phone. But the only thing I will say is, for me, she talks really fast. She talks really fast, so it's very fast paced. She's easy to understand, but for me, sometimes when someone's talking really fast, instead of like calming me down, it kind of gets me like worked up or anxious. So just kind of keep that in mind, but that's all I would really say. So I would definitely recommend you check her out because she has some great tips there. But this is what my dinner is looking like. Shrimp fried rice. I did take a picture of this. This is one of those pictures where it didn't work, so I did put it in my phone in case you guys are curious of the caloric content. Oh, I didn't put it in my phone, I deleted it, sorry. Let's do it together right now. So again, this app is Cal AI. You need an iPhone, I believe, in order to take advantage of it. I think that's most of it. It's going to calculate. I honestly, guys, didn't really eat a meal today. I wasn't hungry when I started the day, and then when I get really busy, I don't even register that I might want to eat. Not that I was even starving in the classroom. I don't think this is right. So we're gonna add rice. I think it's just seeing the shrimp. So I'm gonna do fixed results, add rice. Let's see. Okay. 339 calories might be accurate because it really is just shrimp, egg, carrots. Let's see what happens if I say add carrots, just because I'm curious. Add carrots. It's carrots, rice, and 1 egg. Okay, so 424 calories. Let's see if it gives specifics. 24 grams of protein, 55 carbs, 5 grams of fat. Okay, what's all the carrots in there? Okay, so what I'm going to do is just leave that. But again, it's Cal AI. Like I was saying, I didn't eat today, not on purpose. So I'm not purposely, you know, not eating in a quest to lose weight. But in general, I haven't been hungry these past couple of days, and I think partially it's because specifically more so the iced coffee from McDonald's. I don't know if it's just all in my mind, but I didn't really feel this way always with my Starbucks drink. It's almost like it's an appetite suppressant. Like I'm not really hungry afterwards. So I did eat my apples and peanut butter, and that's really all that I had. I haven't had a proper meal. So that's why I have so many calories left, and I exercised this morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and eat. Actually, let me taste it on camera since this is new to me. Let me get a little piece of shrimp. And I just got a grain of rice. It's good. I'll probably warm it up because it was out while I was cleaning up. It is good. The kitchen is clean. I was washing the dishes wipe the stove down, clean the counter. And so now I'm going to eat my dinner. Probably have a Skinny Cow ice cream as a dessert. Watch The Real Housewives and relax and try and wake up tomorrow at like 7, maybe 7:30, because I have a nail appointment tomorrow at 10. And go from there. So if you enjoyed this vlog, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed seeing some of the edits that I made to the classroom, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment. If you just appreciate Natalia as much as I do, give this video a thumbs up or a comment. Or if you'd like to leave a comment for any other reason, if you have any questions, feel free to leave that in the comment section. Again, if you look at the classroom tour video, a lot of the things that I talk about and that I've been asked about is actually in a Google Doc linked in the description box of that video. So be sure to check that out. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because we're getting close, guys. And I'm really looking forward to sharing just the transition back to elementary school after 6 years and just kind of talking through what feels the same, what's different. But I can't express how optimistic I feel about the upcoming year, and I'm very thankful for that. And I truly feel like in different ways, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about what, but in different ways in the past few weeks, I just feel like God has been making his presence known as I work on this transition. I also know some of you want to see Taylor's room, but she is still kind of in the throes of organizing. So I definitely want to show it to you at some point. I just don't know when. But yeah, aside from all of that, I hope that you guys are well. And if you're not well, please be well. And I will see you in the next vlog.